This is Coolin with Colin, episode 4. I'm here with the very talented Mr. Young Kazi. We're going to be talking about all his art endeavors and how everything came about for him. Welcome to the show. Welcome, Young Kazi.
What up? What up, everybody?
How's it going?
It's good, bro. I'm chilling, man.
Good.
Chilling. Good day. With my guys.
It's a good day, yeah. Start off a little bit rocky. We hope that Blair is all good. He had some minor troubles, but we got it going. Anyway, so let's start with the easy ones. Like, where are you from?
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, we'll start with that. Where are you from?
So I'm from LA, Crenshaw District. Born and raised there. I was actually technically born in Long Beach, but I was raised in the Crenshaw District and shit when I was a kid. So yeah, that's where I'm from now.
There's a lot of people coming out of the Crenshaw District right now, and I know you're affiliated with a lot of them.
Word.
I think it's really cool that there's a big group of artists in that area, because thinking of the Crenshaw District, you might not always associate it with art, but there's always been a lot of art going on in Leimert Park, even from 80s and 90s, and then now. On your album, you had a lot of people featured on it. Mm-hmm. Do you want to talk about some of these people and who they are and what role they have on your music?
Yeah, for sure. So I'll go in order. So on my intro, it was Vernell Day. He's a sick-ass guitarist. I met him through Chill as Fuck, which is our conglomerate collective, however you want to phrase it. And it's basically just a bunch of artists who mutually fuck with each other's music. It's cohesive, and we all agree to push each other's shit. Whenever somebody drops something, we're all gonna push it. And it's a miniature label, I guess, without all the politics, technicalities. But anyways, I met him at the studio, and I was like, bro, you gotta shred on my album, because basically I'm going for all kinds of genres of music.
Yeah, and I definitely want to talk about that.
Yeah. So that's Vernell right there. He's sick. Who else is it? It's Vernell. I have Sev on there. I've been working with Sev for years. I went to school with Sev.
Yeah.
And he used to actually do music in high school, and I wasn't doing music at the time, so he kind of helped inspire me to do music.
The same school?
We went to the same school.
Oh, sick.
Yeah, we went to Crenshaw together, and then he was doing music at a time with this other artist called Corey C. Shout out Corey C. But yeah, he was doing music with Corey C. And I'm like, man, these niggas are just making music. I can make music too.
Yeah.
And then I started making music, and we started fucking with each other after I graduated. But there's Sev on there. He's featured on, I think, 3 songs, which is Toy, Tag Team. It's one more. Toy, Tag Team.
Interlude.
And the Interlude. Yeah, Let You Go Interlude. Yeah, you know your stuff. But
yeah, man, I listened to it a bunch. So first and foremost, the reason why I brought Young Kazi on is because when I first saw him, I was like, holy shit, this is super different. I saw him at a show, which was a lot of rappers, and then he comes on with his golden fro and his dance moves, and I was like, who the fuck is this guy? And then so I asked around, found out who it was. You played Toy. That was the first song I heard you play, and I was like, how do I find this song? And it wasn't even out yet.
Yeah.
And so that kind of really led me to want to find out more about you, and then so later down the line, I was like, yeah, let's bring him on.
Got you.
But so yeah, your album, Don't Be Afraid of the Night.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I said, I've listened to it a bunch of times, and I think just to call it a rap album or something it wouldn't give it the credit that it's due.
Word.
The producers on it, were there multiple? Because there's Dutchie.
There's Dutchie. There's Cletus and Nathan, which is Sparker. That's their duo.
And that's the one where it's a real, not a real instrumental, but real instruments.
Yeah, exactly. That was The Ride. It was The Ride right there. So that's produced by Sparker. That's Nathan and Cletus.
That's their name together, is Sparker?
Them two together.
Oh, I didn't know that.
It's Sparker, yeah. So whenever you hear them playing instruments together, that's Sparker. But I think it's just instruments. It's not when they're rapping together. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's their production duo. So
I actually didn't know that.
Yeah. I didn't either, bro. It's they've been doing that shit for years, and I had no clue.
Huh.
And they're sick too. But to talk about the other features on there. Dan the Man. She's a fucking super talented singer.
Superstar.
She's great.
So good.
She makes everybody's album better. And then it was Smiley was the last producer, which he produced majority of it. 8 songs though. We really found a synergy on this.
It kind of seems like you guys are on the same page, because he brings all those crazy synths and big drum sounds, and then you're singing on top of it, and it kind of just brings it all together. Yeah, the production quality on some of this shit, I'm just like, who fucking thought of this, and why aren't they a lot bigger than they are?
That's how a lot of us are right now, bro. Yeah. Like, we all know, it's the matter of, like, at least we know, like, what we got among ourselves, but yeah, it's just like, I look at everything we do as like another seed. Like, we're planting a forest right now. So each like song, each album is like a seed. So it's like, you know, it might not be right away that we're like noticed, but it's definitely like, it's out there. Like, it's out there to be received. So that's all we.
It's funny that you say the seed, because like in Vision Clear, you're like, I gave her the seed, had to drop everything.
Yeah.
Just dropped a Fly Child, let it burn like kerosene.
What?
I feel like Vision Clear and The Ride is kind of part one, part two.
Exactly. Yeah, you got that. That's definitely it. So it's a continuation pretty much.
But it also kind of sets up the album, because in those two songs, there are a lot of themes that are just throughout the album, which I was like, and that's something I think about when I'm listening to music, is like, is this intentional? Did this just happen out of luck? Was it? And that's why I like to talk to artists about their own shit, because it's like, now I can ask, was that intentional?
Definitely, bro. Like, I said that line. It was I gave her the seed, had to drop everything. I just dropped the Flower Child, let it burn like kerosene. So basically, like, that was me saying, like, cleverly, like, that was me giving my daughter. Like, I gave
right.
You know what I'm saying? That was my daughter. And then we have a song way later called Star Child.
Yeah.
Which is, you know what I'm saying? Like,
a little
it's like a play. Yeah.
But like also, it could be like, you had put out songs before, you put out singles, you were dropping the seeds, and then you gave everything in this whole album, and it's like, it could have different meanings, which is like the amazing thing about music.
But that's another thing, like, that's my meaning, but like, it's also up to interpretation. However you want to receive it, and however like it makes sense to you is how you absorb it, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's basically, but it's definitely like a lot like The Ride, I would say, is really like, you get a lot of the main theme of the album on that song, particularly because the theme, it's called Don't Be Afraid of the Night. And then I'm saying, in the mirror, oh yeah, I've done things you wouldn't dare over here. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, basically, it's Don't Be Afraid of the Night, which is, the night represents, you know, it's metaphorical of like something you don't know too much about. And the thinking behind that, when I was thinking of the concept, was like, I was fucking on shrooms, like, in my room. And I was imagining, like, the most, like, prime form, like, human, and, like, a caveman, basically. And that's why I put the caveman on the album cover.
Got it.
Yeah, but it's like, there was one caveman who had to be, like, you know, just leading everybody out into the night.
Yeah, totally. The one who found fire. The one
exactly.
Yeah. So, after those like first three songs, I feel like it just fucking kicks up, and you're like, okay, now we're in full swing of the album.
Yeah.
And then Seagulls comes, and it has like the super crazy bass line, and the tones that are used, you can kind of just sit back with your headphones on and close your eyes and just be like, whoa.
Yeah, for sure.
Super vibed out. And I like, been a long time trying to spread your wings, and now you're catching flight. Even though you're talking, it sounds like you're talking to somebody else. I feel like it's kind of like in your own head, like, okay, I'm ready for this. Because your first album wasn't like, I feel like it was like, okay, this is me starting, and then now it's like, this is where I'm at.
Exactly.
This is what I want to make.
It's exactly.
And now you're catching flight.
So it's like, yeah, basically Kamikaze was me figuring out like how to even make music.
Right.
Like, cause I mean, I made like little bullshit songs in like my homie studios, and they were trash and they didn't do anything. But that was like my first time, like, oh, I'm gonna orchestrate a sound out of what I can. I had real limited resources at the time, so I was like all off of YouTube and shit, like pulling YouTube beats and like still trying to put shit together to where it sounds like, okay, this is not like the mainstream thing. I'm gonna try to doll it up my own way.
Right.
But see, like, my bad. Don't Be Afraid of the Night is definitely like just I like put each thing in place how I wanted it to be.
It's really cool to like watch an artist progress because when, as an artist, shit happens in your life that it could either like make you grow up a little bit or give you a different sense of how shit really is or whatever. But it's like when it goes out into the music, now you're making songs that are like Toy, for example, even though it's like super danceable song and shit.
Yeah,
That has like some really deep fucking lyrics on it, and you're like I am this person that has a lot of fucking like self belief and a lot to give, and you're like holding me back.
Word. Yeah, bro. I've had people literally hit me like, this shit got me through like the darkest time like of my life type shit. I'm like, bro, like that's crazy because it's like it's really a my songs are usually like just I think of them as like a montage. I'm not necessarily always talking about one specific person.
Right,
It's a mixture of like experiences. But I just felt like that overall, like it's like a recurring theme, and it's like, bro, I'm like this, like I just feel like I'm being drained.
Yeah.
That's really it. Like it's crazy that you say that because it is like a poppy ass dancey song, but I'm really like saying some like heavy shit on there.
Yeah, yeah. Like I can't get caught up in your loneliness. I'd say I'm sorry, but I won't mean it.
Yeah.
It's like when somebody's fucking bringing you down all the time, and you're just like, oh, I'm sorry that's happening. Like, it's not like you did something, but something fucking happened to them, and you're like, dude, like, why do I have to be the one that you're putting on your shit? Like, I got my own shit.
Exactly. Yeah, and that's just like an honest thing too, because a motherfucker will sit there and be like, "Yeah, I'm sorry," like,
exactly,
oh, my bad, but I won't mean it. Like, I'm not meaning that.
But like, I don't know, some shit. It's like to the point, and that is like a really to the point lyric.
Yeah,
but it's like so like just to the point and from the heart that it's like, yeah, like
you just get it.
You just get it. You're just sitting there and you're like, past all like the instrumental and everything, you listen and you're like, oh yeah, I've had the same fucking feeling. I've had the chick who's telling me all this shit, and you're just like, I'm sorry, your fucking dad's a dickhead, like whatever, but I can't change that. I can't do anything about that. But I think it is funny that it goes into tag team after that.
Yeah, that's intentional, bro. Yeah. Like I track listed everything, like, cause it's a completely like fucking switch up. Like, okay, I'm the sad sap, whatever, whoop, and then it's like, bitch, fuck you. Like the next one right there.
No, that's tight, and I love the interaction between you and Sam on that song.
Yeah, it was actually hit, like he conceptualized the song. He was like, we got to make a song called Tag Team.
Yeah.
And it was like I didn't hear the beat or nothing, but then like I just had that in mind when I was writing the song, like, and then the lyric came, like the pocket for me to say that right there came. And I'm like, yeah, that's it, right there. It's Tag Team.
When like in writing songs, I personally think that it's important to say something that's like familiar to a lot of people. And if you say like tag team, like somebody's going, oh, okay, like I kind of associate it with this and this, and then you listen to the song, you're like, oh, that's actually pretty dope.
Yeah.
So when you were younger, because I mean, might as well just talk about this now. Were there like certain specific things that kind of like you were really into? Like, were you really into wrestling? And I know that you skate. Like, all these things kind of come together and shape a person how they are.
Hell yeah.
And what they talk about. Like, what were some things that you were like super into, like coming up as a kid or a young adult?
I feel like, wrestling for sure. I was fucking off wrestling.
Yeah.
Up until like 2008, I think.
You used to watch that shit Friday night?
Bro, like, that shit was legendary, man. Yeah. Like, all that shit. Wrestling. I like cartoons a lot. But I also like stand-up, and I liked...
oh, yeah.
Yeah, like, I liked that shit when I was young, though. Like Dave Chappelle, The Chappelle Show.
Yeah,
and,
like, of course.
Fucking... I liked awkward, like, almost uncomfortable shows, too. Like, almost...
Like what?
Like the PJs when I was a kid, it was like almost uncomfortable. Like, cause it was like the animation was different. I liked fucking, what's that one show that was on Nickelodeon that had the puppets on it? It was Mr. Meaty.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
where they worked at that fucking stand or whatever. Yeah, that show was weird.
It was weird. I liked shit like that, like Robot Chicken, like all the Adult Swim shit.
Dude,
like,
low-key, I used to like watch Robot Chicken, but like try to be mad like low-key about it because they would have like crazy ass shit.
Yeah.
And you're like, damn, if somebody walks in right now and watching me.
Yeah, you're asked out.
Yeah.
What else was like that? It was a couple shows that were definitely like sketch. Like you could see some off the wall shit and your mom would fucking yell at you.
Yeah, and you're like, whoa.
But yeah, like all that kind of like just different kind of not really mainstream like cartoons and shit. Just all, and not that like Robot Chicken isn't mainstream.
Yeah,
but
just different kind of humor and different shit.
Yeah, different kind of humor, definitely. I would say like that translated and shit into like my art stuff too. Because now you see like I do the whole claymation shit.
Yeah,
like, that's all subconscious. Like I grew up on Crashbox and like shit like that.
Yeah, and then since we're talking about toy, let's talk about the video for it with all that claymation. Had you done that before in your no, never.
Hell no, bro. Like I literally did it. I came up with the idea just for a cover art. Like I was like, man, how can I like make something that's like a toy, like or toy related at least? And I had 3 options. Like I was like, I could like try to make some little crappy like wood puppet. And then I was thinking maybe I could do like an Elmo style puppet, like a Chappelle puppet. And then I was like, or I could do an action figure. So I looked up Chappelle puppets. Those shits are like $1,000. So I'm like, that's out. And then I looked up an action figure, but then I'm like, Travis Scott kind of just did action figures with fucking 90210. So I'm like, I wanted to fuck with Play-Doh. Like I tried to actually do like a little claymation shit, like just with the skull out of Pretend. I just wanted to move it a little bit, and that shit came out just like years ago. Like fuck it. And then I'm like, all right. So I made the first sculpture, and it wasn't meant to move or nothing. It was just like a sculpture. And then I'm like, this shit is like fucking good. Like I've never like sculpted anything before, so I'm like,
never even like taking classes.
Never taking shit, bro. And like I looked at it like this is just like painting with in 3D, so I can literally make it like however I want to make it.
Do you paint too?
No, I don't paint. I can't draw for shit. So like this is different. But yeah, and Derek is like, you should try to like animate this. Derek is shoots all my videos. Derek is, Derek and Max. That's pretty cool.
Okay, yeah. So Pretend is just like your group that you make creative shit with.
Yeah, it's just an umbrella like for everything. That's like clothes, that's videos, music, You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So in the toy music video, it's like a mix of you, like kind of trippy, like falling, like I don't even know how to describe it, but like your shadows kind of following you, or your body's
like,
falling.
After shadow type.
Yeah, like I mean when you're like on shows and shit, you go like this, that you can watch it, you know. But and then you have like the claymation. I know when I dropped, like a lot of my friends were like, this is some shit right here, you know. And kind of everybody wants to know like if you were doing that play stuff for a while, but to hear that you just started the videos is pretty insane. So. I guess let's just continue the album because might as well just talk about it because it's cool to find out where the artist comes from. But on the Let You Go interlude, the part where you're kind of just saying "Let Me Go" and it repeats, and that song is like 4 fucking different parts. Like but that longer part in the middle, it just kind of has like that 70s like kind of soulful vibe to it. Are there any artists that really have influenced the way you make music? And not even like from the 70s, but just in general.
You can like right away for that song, Sade, Drake. Like that's where I went with that one. Like Drake is a fucking like, and it's like I think a lot of people are like scared to say how much like good Drake is, but Drake is really fucking top.
For a minute there, he was dropping like the biggest song in the world like every fucking week,
and topping it like each time. Yeah. So like Drake. I mean, if you listen closely, there's it's like my version of Come Through. Like Come Through, like there's a melody that I sampled from Come Through. Like it's in there. Why has it been so long? Cletus like played it like on some instrument. I don't know. So it's in there because it like has a similar like.
Is that a Sparker or just Cletus?
That was actually it was Gutchy. The first part that you hear in the song is Gutchy, like when it's like just a normal beat. But then when it slows down, I used to like sample off of fucking Snapchat. So like I would just record the song and then whatever like tempo like the slow motion Snapchat is, I would hear it and like, oh, that sounds tight. So then I like had him reproduce it. Well, not reproduce it, but I had to slow it down to that tempo, the rest of the song, and then he played on top of it. So
wait. So you would record just a song that you liked? Like you were playing the track on your phone.
Yeah, on my phone.
You were recording it.
Yeah.
And then you just slow it down.
And then like, you know how they have like those little filters, the slow motion filter, and like I would hear like, oh, that's a good like fucking pitch right there.
Well, because I feel like the audio won't really get fucked up because it's like it's not like it's recording the sound from around. It's straight from the phone.
Yes, and that was just to like check like if I fucked it and I plug it into my my speakers in my car and slap that shit. And I'm like, oh yeah, this is it right here.
That's fucking insane.
Yeah, bro.
It's crazy how much technology is around and simple shit like that, but you wouldn't really even think about it.
You wouldn't.
That's crazy.
Yeah, bro.
That's like the inside scoop.
That's my super inside scoop. Like,
yeah,
I don't really talk to me.
Yeah, I don't know if you said that, because that's fucking crazy.
I do that to like a bunch of songs though, like, because I always like to
so
check.
sick.
I like to check the tempos and like pitches first before like I even like proceed with the beat. I play in a bunch of different tempos, like all that shit.
I'm gonna skip forward a little bit on the album. I want to talk about. Well, we can talk about the Mantra video.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what. Yeah, so that's the one where there's like. So it starts with like Michael Jackson's Bad.
Yeah.
And for a while there, I'm like, what the fuck is this from? And then I figured it out. I'm like,
Word.
Okay, like that's fucking funny. And then it does like the Kid Cudi thing,
Mm-hmm.
and then like different TV commercials. But the thing that I thought was fucking hilarious is when you're sweating like crazy.
Yeah, that one was I was a Key and Peele sketch.
Oh, okay.
So I'm like, yeah, I fucking love Key and Peele. And yeah, that was one of their sketches. Like niggas just sweating and shit.
Yeah.
So we were
that shit is so fucking funny because like, oh my god, if your chick finds your phone and you know there's not shit on there, or they might be, you're just like, oh fuck me, this is about to be a huge fight.
Bro, I've actually lived that, so it's like,
yeah,
I lived that situation. So I'm like,
that is like no fun to be in.
That's not. It's not. Even if it's nothing, it's just something about like.
That's what I'm saying. Like even if you have nothing,
and you still feel like some kind of like, I don't know, like
if the wrong person texts you right now, or like Snapchats you or something, you're just like,
it could be anything, bro. Like just the wrong. It feels like that shit would happen too. Like where you get the worst fucking text or some shit at the same time.
What are you up to? You're like, oh, who's
who the fuck is this? Like nobody.
Fuck yeah. I like that video a lot. Who did you just come up with those concepts or somebody else?
Nah, so like basically this is how the video came together. It was like we had the idea to just it wasn't in stone what they were gonna be, but we were gonna format it like that, just random clips of random shit.
Yeah.
But then Max is like, we should do it as like famous references. So I'm like, okay, that's fire. And then we all like linked up and picked like which ones we were gonna do. And we tried to use shit that not too many people would like know about, because like I feel like people listen to me for different reasons. Like somebody might fuck with me when I'm doing some rock shit, or somebody might fuck with me when I'm doing like some 80s shit, or like just some like.
Well, that's the thing. It's like that. Like I said earlier, you can't just call your album one thing because it's not just one thing. And there's shit for everybody on there, and that's like we were saying before. Like that's a part of the reason why I think that like my friends and people that I interact with, like, they're on some shit that you're like, yeah, when people find out about this, it's gonna be crazy because it's so inclusive.
Word. Yeah, and we definitely tried to like make that known in the videos. We have like the Kid Cudi reference for Speed and Bullet, like which not too many people fuck with. Like
I kind of fuck with that because like you're saying, like it was on some rock shit, and you're like, well, this is different. Like I actually went to see Cudi play for during that time.
Wow.
You know, I was like, I thought he was gonna do more of like have a band or something. He didn't. They just had a guitar on stage. But I like when artists switch it up because I think if you're about to put out some shit that's super predictable, then it's like I'd rather listen to old shit.
Yeah, you're not really elevating art. Like you're not pushing any boundary if you just stick into one formula.
Yeah.
Like if I just make a fucking whole album of Toy, like
yeah.
Was like I could, but I mean it's like I'm not pushing any boundary with it. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna always like, you know, try to push some kind of different sound forward.
Right. And so for those of you who aren't familiar with his music, he primarily fucking sings his heart out, and like it's not like he's rapping, he's singing, and on Up in the Air you get a real good taste of like your vocal range. You're like up in falsetto, and I think you probably did like 3 or 4 different fucking ranges. Yeah. And I just want to talk about like your singing. Like, was that something you did as a kid, or like as you're older, you're like, let me try the same thing, and then you're like, oh, I can actually do this.
Yeah. Like. So like I would always like, okay, you know, like when people like sing the song and like somebody joins in.
Yeah.
I was a nigga who like joined in and like kind of fucked it up, and everybody's like, oh, you can actually kind of like sing a little bit. But I didn't like sing. I don't think like, cause I used to have like an even higher pitched voice when I was a little kid. Like my shit was high as fuck. So I used to like hit some crazy notes when I was a kid. But like I never like sang. I wouldn't say, but like thought of it like, oh yeah, I'm a singer.
Yeah.
I just thought like maybe if I tried. I actually like when I was like in 8th grade, I had this bored ass summer, like because I had moved from LA for like a month.
Where'd you go?
I went to Orange County, Cypress. That shit was trash. That shit was garbage. But anyways, yeah, it was like a boring ass summer. And having cable when I was watching American Idol, yeah. And I'm like, I could win that shit. I'm gonna go on it.
Yeah.
Go on that shit. But yeah, then I just like, I actually fucking like, cause then when I first started making music, I was like, I don't know if I want to sing,
right?
So I started trying to rap first. And that shit was garbage. So I'm like, yeah, I'm not a rapper. So I started like just singing on tracks.
You know what's funny is I think there's shit like as a kid that kind of, if you're a creative kid or something, will influence you to like pick up music. And it's like American Idol. I remember, I forced us to, so we used to just all watch that shit together. Or then in the commercials, we would all stand up in front of the TV and like sing, and then everybody would be like, "Nah, you're trash," blah blah blah. And then like, but that was like a funny ass thing to do. And then like Rock Band and Guitar Hero came out, and we would all play that shit together. And like from those like little things, you're like, I could win that shit. I could do this. I could fucking play drums in the band. Like I'm killing this shit on Rock Band. Like I'm fucking 10 years old. Like I don't know. It's just funny because now I don't know what kids have like that. Like are they even tuned into like fucking the voice and shit? Like they're on their phones. Like I don't know.
I feel like it's definitely a different like fucking. I don't know.
It's different.
It's just different. Like their whole shit is different. Like the kids are on a different frequency than what we were on. And that's not to say it's a bad thing. But like, you know, we just don't. It's like we just don't correlate with it. Yeah. But it's like that's not to shit on it. But like,
no, yeah, it's just different. And I think it's every generation is different.
Yeah, exactly.
And if we're gonna like close the gap and like have everybody kind of be similar, shit would get boring. Let's talk about Star Child.
Yeah.
The beat is just like amazing. It's swingy, and it's like it just makes you want to stand up and fucking dance. And it's an ode to a baby.
Yeah.
My
daughter Jupiter. That's another reason.
Jupiter. Amazing.
That's another reason why I was a Star Child. Like
okay.
It's like space related.
Right.
But yeah, I was fucking. So I love New Edition. So that's where like the inspiration for like the beat came from.
Yeah.
I just told Smiley like I need New Edition, and that nigga just whatever I say, he's just like. I can do it all. I can do it. He does it all. But yeah, like I felt like with this album, as transparent as I was on it, it only made sense for me to like go into detail about like my family life too. You know what I'm saying? Not just relationship, but just like you know, me like stepping into being like a father.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So,
has becoming a father changed how like. How you're making music and how your approach to it, and maybe what shows you're taking, and what opportunities you're given, has having somebody else to worry about kind of made you rethink some shit that you do?
Yeah, it's like really now it's like I it really put the like the motivation on me to like really hold myself to like okay. I'm making this like quality of music, and I need to be compensated for like what I'm gonna be doing. Like, you want me to pull up to your show? You want me to perform? You want me to do anything? Like, I need money because like I got a mouth to feed. I got a mouth to feed. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, it really like that's another gap I think a lot of artists are scared to take because they don't really know how to go about it. Like,
yeah, a lot of people would just be like, I had a kid, I'm gonna get a job.
Yeah, exactly. But it's like I didn't want to. Like, if anything, it's more of like, okay, I gotta go crazy with what I'm doing. Like, you know what I'm saying? I gotta find like another genius idea. Like, what's the next genius thing I'm gonna pull off to like further, you know, my fucking resources. Yeah. So that I'm not, you know, out here fucking up.
So what's next for you? Is there anything that you have planned that you're like, yeah, this is, yeah.
Yeah, actually.
You don't have to wait. You don't have to let.
So no, you good. So right now, I'm just letting the project run its course. I'm gonna like. start recording music whenever I fucking get some money to record music. But yeah, like I got a couple songs I want to get off. But as far as like projects, like and creative stuff, I'm trying to start a sketch show, like a sketch comedy show. Yeah, so I'm like putting writers together and shit, and putting like brainstorming like a name for it. Cause that's basically what I've been doing, like with all the promo shit I do on my gram, like for my videos, the sketches, like.
Yeah, totally.
But really like hone in on the comedy part of it, and yeah, and like pushing pretend forward too, just like clothing. We got a Hundreds collab coming in November.
Oh, nice.
So that's gonna debut at Pray for the Hood, Pray for the Hood 5, with everybody there. It's gonna be sick.
That's really fucking cool.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it, man.
I want to talk about so you've been playing like quite a few shows recently.
Mm-hmm.
The other day I saw you play at
Yeah.
and then I also saw that you gave Jason Dill one of your figures. Coming up skating, were those two things like, oh shit, like these are something that
Man, bro, it's like it's fucking like now it feels normal now. Like it feels like okay. At first I was a kid and I would have been like, bro, if I would have knew I was gonna collab with the Hundreds in high school, I would have shit myself, bro. Like I remember being at the warehouse, like the warehouse sale every year and fucking copping shit. And my homie Max won a golden ticket one time. Like it was just shit like that. And I said when I was in high school, like I want to collab with the Hundreds one day. And it's crazy that that's just coming to fruition. Like Diamond, I used to rock Diamond tees.
Yeah,
and it's just like
those are companies that like everybody in middle school, high school would fucking wear.
And it's like. It just feels like I'm on par with that. Like I'm. It doesn't feel super crazy to me because like I don't look at myself as below it. Like I look at like I'm here because I'm supposed to be here. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Are you one of the people that believe that shit just happens for a reason and you can't really like decide what happens, or you're like my fucking life is in my hands now?
Oh, definitely, my life is in my hands, kind of God. Like I feel like shit is going to happen, but it's like. You can control a good amount of it. Like, you can't control all of it, but you can really control a good amount of it.
Personally, I think, I mean, this is just how I think, but like, shit is going to happen. Regardless of what choice you make, whatever happens is supposed to. But if you're prepared for when something important happens, that's like the best. Like, that's all you can be. As long as you're fucking ready for that shit to happen, then like, then that's a go. So like, if you're ready to do shit with the Hundreds and play at Diamond and give fucking Jason Dill like a cool like thing for him to have. It's like that's what was supposed to happen, but you were prepared.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like I don't know if you've seen, he actually did a fucking a little claymation ad for his shoe that he just dropped like a couple weeks ago, and I was like fucking punching the wall now because like I was trying to pitch that to him like months ago, so I'm like man, but. It's still cool that I was able to like pull up and like chop it up and like here's this bro, like I was like I fuck with you, and you know it's sick that you did this. Either way, it was still sick. Just,
yeah,
totally.
I want to talk about the Vision Clear video as we're talking about skating and stuff.
Yeah,
hit the tray to the hill bomb, and then the front was that the front big?
That was the front big,
but
it was a switch front big.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Dude, that shit looked crazy because it looks like just. Like you caught it as it was hitting that three, and then it kind of just was like, like a sex change at the end. But then you watch and you're like, nah, that was front big. That shit's tight.
And I tried to swag it up.
Yeah, and Cletus directed that video.
Yeah, so basically, like it was intended for us to just be like, just homies. Just
because the other ones, I feel like there's a lot of shit that, like a lot of production involved, and maybe a lot of stuff on the later end after you filmed it. But it's like that one's like pretty traditional. Like these are my friends. This is what I do, and it's kind of refreshing because the other ones are so like. Not to say like not a lot of time was put into it, but you could tell the other ones had like a lot of fun.
Oh hell yeah, for sure.
So yeah, I liked it. I thought it was fucking cool. I thought it was fresh, and it kind of put you in a little different light. Like this is.
I'm not a super serious artist.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. That's definitely part. Like that was more like a. I feel like that was like a personality video.
Yeah.
Like then you get my personality in the other ones too, but like. That's just like without all the special effects.
Yeah,
all the
exactly.
It's just like nigga hanging out doing dumb shit. You know what I'm saying?
So I guess I mean as we're kind of coming to an end here, let's talk about the outro, like super George Clinton style. You're like starry-eyed.
Your favorite starry-eyed.
Yeah.
Guy with the golden phone.
Yes, there you go.
I would have busted the throat. My shit was fucked up. So
No, it's all good. I love that. I love that description of yourself.
Yeah, man. It's like, you know, the stars. Like, I don't know why. Well, I mean, I know why. Like, they're super intertwined with like me, but they're intertwined with people too. So like, we have synchrony with the stars. So like, it's like a double entendre. Like, because when I draw myself, I draw the stars in the eyes. So it's like a little doodle that I've always done since I was like a fucking kid. But yeah, on top of that, it's just like I got big fucking goals and shit too. Yeah. So that's another way to look at it.
So yeah, that'll bring us to a good like closing. Like, what are some of your goals for let's say, I don't know, let's say like in the next like couple of years, like what is something that you're like, this is what needs to be done for me to further myself as an artist? Because I know having goals is something that really pushes me to do shit. And if you don't have goals, then you don't really know what to work towards.
Yeah, that's a fucking great question, bro. Like, so much stuff. I don't know if you're familiar with Jim Henson, but like the guy, you know, who does the Muppets and like all that shit. I want to be on his level when it comes to like art and production shit, like with whether it's clay, whether it's puppeteering. Like, I want to get on that level of like just having free range to just make some crazy wild shit through that medium. That's that. I want pretend to fucking blossom, flourish, like become like an international store, like getting sales everywhere, but just pushing like creative shit everywhere. I want my music. Where am I at musically in a couple years? Yeah, what like are you playing festivals, bigger venues? Oh yeah, we're definitely like, you know, all the run-of-the-mill festivals, like what Coachella, fucking what's the other one that they're about to do here? Desert Days? No, it's another one. It's Rolling Loud, but then I want to be in like the indie like festivals too, like the indie rock festivals and like indie pop, all that shit, bro. I want to transcend like one genre. I don't want to just be like considered like, okay, we can just lump him in with this bunch. Like, oh, he can fit in here too. Yeah, but I think you as an artist have the ability to do that because it's not just one thing. Word. Yeah, man. I have full faith in you, and I don't think that anything could. As we're talking, I don't think anything's really gonna stop you from doing what the fuck you're supposed to do. Yes, sir. As an artist, I have a lot of strength. You know, I like your songs, and taking the time to listen to your stuff was really cool. So we have our sponsor today, which is Candy Farms. Let's bring that in. Kazi's gonna get all this stuff as he leaves. Whoa. He's gonna get a bunch of bread and breadsticks and apples and shit. Thank you guys for watching, and thanks Kazi for being here. Thank you, bro. We'll see you guys next week. This has been Coolin, Colin, episode 4. Cool fucking Colin, man.